In Central Asia, on the frontiers of Pakistan and the borderlands of Afghanistan, dwell the Pushtun, a proud, fiercely loyal, and independent people. Numbering around 25 million, the Pushtun make up about 44% of Afghanistan's population and roughly 14% of Pakistan's. Residing in major cities, mountain ranges, or countryside villages in both countries, the Pushtun make a living in a variety of ways. They are businessmen and scholars, soldiers, and tenant farmers. As an oral-based society with a low rate of literacy, the Pushtun treasure the ancient poetry of their people. Traditions play a vital role in everyday activity. The values of the past are the core of their present society. These traditions and values have governed the Pushtun for over 2,000 years and are called the Pukhtunwali, or Way of the Pushtun. Though unwritten, this ancient and inflexible code of ethics is clearly visible in every Pushtun society. In fact, the Pukhtunwali takes precedence over any other rule or regulation in the Pushtun culture. One tradition of the Pukhtunwali is perda, which means curtain or screen. This is the code of modesty for women. They ought to be covered and protected from men outside of the family. Melmastia is the practice of hospitality and protection to every guest. For though the Pushtun are fierce and proud, they are also quite friendly. Because of Melmastia and a Pushtun's strong sense of loyalty, they can be best of friends, or because of their passionate independence, the worst of enemies. Another tradition from the Pukhtunwali, which is similar to Melmatsia, is Nanawati, the right of any fugitive to seek refuge, and the responsibility to guard a refugee with one's life. These two traditions show us how friendly and hospitable the Pushtun can be. But one should not think they are a weak or tolerant people. For above all, a Pushtun must maintain his honor. Badal, the practice of revenge, is similar to the Old Testament idea of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. With their strong sense of justice and their sensitivity to shame, the Pushtun feel compelled to preserve their honor by revenging a wrong. They are great warriors who jealously defend their home, tribe, land, and honor. Alexander the Great, the British, and the Russians all met firm resistance when attempting to subdue these indomitable people. There's a saying, the blood of a Pushtun cannot be paid for except with blood. The things that are held at the greatest value to the Pushtun are honor, Islam, the tribe, and one's family. From birth, the Pushtun child is trained to value the strong characteristics that comprise the Pushtun spirit. From his youth, the sacredness of honor is strongly instilled. Thus, the ability to defend his property, dominate his wife and household, and revenge his wrongs is more than vital. Since preserving honor is at the core of their culture, it is important for the Pushtun to base all his decisions on what would keep his entire family from shame. Shame that comes from not living up to the community's standard of behavior or from converting to another religion. This and the fear of being deserted by their families makes it very difficult for a Pushtun to respond openly to the truth. Only a handful of the Pushtun follow Jesus, and many of these are secret believers, as it is very dangerous to share their faith with family and friends. Christians, however, are persevering. The search for a real hope is deepening. The Islamic call to prayer awakens every Pushtun early in the morning and alerts him 5 times throughout the day to stop and pray to Allah. As loyal Sunni Muslims, they believe to be Pushtun is to be Muslim. From a young age, boys are taken to the madrasas, the religious schools of Islam. The Pushtun have a deeper traditional and more religious culture under the veneer of Islam. Seeped with superstition and fear, they venerate saints, pray at their graves, make amulets out of pieces of the Quran, and fear the spirit world. It is not difficult to get a Pushtun to discuss religion, since their religion extends into every part of their lives. In fact, they love talking about it. Now in the 21st century, the Pushtun are more ready to hear and receive the good news than ever before. This is unfortunately due to a couple painful incidents. First, it was the Taliban. The Taliban, who are Pushtun and originated in the madrasa schools of Pakistan, practiced an extreme interpretation of Islam. This brought a time of terror and violence to Afghanistan for over a decade, while Pushtun on both sides of the border suffered due to their leaders forcing them to submit to the radical Islam they embraced. Then, in October of 2005, an earthquake hit Pakistan. 73,000 people lost their lives, and millions were left homeless in one of the most catastrophic events of modern history. Those who lived in mountainous areas felt the greatest devastation. The global response to their time of intense need has opened up many hearts as love is expressed in a tangible way. Because of the earthquake and since the overthrow of the Taliban, many Pushtun who were oppressed by their own people are now searching for better answers to their problems and needs. Many are hungry for the truth and the love of someone greater than themselves. Now, due to these past few hard and sorrowful years, a window of opportunity is upon us. God wants the Pushtun to find honor, hope, love, and life in Him. Pray He will call many to bring the truth to them, and that He may use you to show them His great love.